This is the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans Podcast, a podcast for all the Spurs fans far and wide, and we are a happier set of Spurs fans this Monday night when we are recording this. We are on our streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, we're on Amazon, we're on Google Podcasts, but we're also live across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you can find us, we are there. So get involved and give us your messages about this weekend, because it was a positive weekend after a bit of a, well, not a bit, quite a shaky Thursday night in Glasgow. It's myself, Lee Tarrier, TJ Smith, and Matty Kerr. How you all doing, boys? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Finally got something to cheer about. You know, it's been a hard couple of weeks up until now, but
it has been, mate. It had. Oh, yeah. I mean, it didn't feel good Thursday night. I mean, that Rangers game was quite shaky. We looked really, really bad in that.
we
looked
should have
like
won.
void of all confidence. Yeah.
Sorry, we should have got a point. We shouldn't have even got a point.
No, it was a horrible watch. The nerves were there, and obviously you're going to go to Ibrox and they're going to put the sound in and they're going to go crazy for it. But yeah, it wasn't the nicest. But got a point. We've still got work to do in that cup. I thought we'd already be seeing it through before January, but that's not going to be the case. But then we go to Southampton, who we know are in disarray, even more so now. But you have to do a job there, and winning 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1 wouldn't have been it. We went out there and got 5 goals in that first half. We couldn't ask for more, TJ. How did you see the game? Or better yet, that first half. What did that exactly what you wanted to see?
So I had a ticket for this one, but because of the time, I couldn't go. So I couldn't use my ticket for that one. But even more annoying. So we took the boys out yesterday. All the kids actually, and we went for a little bit of a pub lunch, but we ended up getting served later, and it started ticking on. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Fucking hell, we kick off in like 5 minutes." Anyways, we settle the bill, like get all the kids in the car, and then I'm like, "Right, let's go." Takes us 15 minutes to get back. I missed fucking 3 goals by the time I got back. I was like, "Fucking hell!" My phone's going ping, ping. I'm like, "It's just typical, isn't it?" Fucking the one time we play good, then I'm not even there to watch it. But no, so I got back, and then obviously it was just emphatic. That is like when people talk about Ange and his tactics and that's when it's spot on. Like, but there's a lot of things about that suited us. Like Southampton are a team that play high. You know, they look to get width, and we just exploited the gaps. The high press just absolutely suffocated them. We just absolutely suffocated them with a high press. And I mean, as soon as the first one went in, second one, that was it. Like it was going to become a cricket score if it carried on. Like it was, we were just all over them. Like they just couldn't live with us. They literally couldn't live with us. That was Ange ball at its best.
Oh, it was brilliant. And big love to everybody. Bill Nicholson Pub. Yes, lads, they say to us, hello to them. Hussein Sally, he has said it the last couple of weeks, and now he says it. Jed Spence, ladies and gents. Bill Nicholson Pub said as well, Spence played out his socks. Paul Davis in the chat. Steve English, JMN, Sen, Evanson, Tong, Stubel. We've got tons in the Instagram, tons on the Facebook. Give us your messages, as they did about Jed Spence. And Matt, I'm going to say it, Jed Spence played, very well involved, top game.
Yeah, look, man, I'm happy for him, but boys, I'll tell you what, right? I've never seen this so chirpy on here for a long time, mate. So it's good to see a smile on your faces, boys.
Yeah, it is, mate. We've got there.
You know what? I was pleased with Jed Spence, but what now for him? You know, like I know apparently Ndogi come off for precaution. So against Man United, is he going to start? But against Man United, I think I would start Jed Spence ahead of Poro. So I think Man United are going to try and hit us on the counter attack. So we're going to need fast fullbacks, yeah. And I think Spence and Ndogi will do that. But I think Poro this season has been found out a couple of times, haven't they? They keep lofting the ball over his head, and he hasn't got the speed to get back on the ball. Poro is brilliant, but I do think against Man United, I think give Spence the go. You know, I thought yesterday he was absolutely brilliant. Spence, he was absolutely brilliant. And give him the chance. Look, so we always say when you get your chance, you have to take it, yeah? And I feel like Spence took that chance yesterday. So there's no reason he should be dropped next game.
No, he shouldn't be at all. And I think, the more we see players, because we are on a bare bones squad, that's the thing. We are in a bare bones squad, but, the more that's going to happen. And it's a relentless period this Christmas into New Year. We've got the Cup, which is humongous for us. But we've also got to do well in the league, going into the FA Cup. Europa's big in January now, so there is no let up. So he's going to have to play a massive role, as is James Maddison. And he's been getting a lot of flack this year, TJ. There's been a lot about him, but his stats this season are 16 matches, 7 goals, and 4 assists. I mean, that is not bad for a return for some people that have been saying he's nowhere near as good as he was before he got injured in the Chelsea game last year. How do you take what he is? Because I thought he got lost in the Rangers game a little bit, then got involved in it, he, like patches. But then yesterday, like he did at City, he ran the game in many ways.
Him and Kulusevski have kind of got this thing that when they play well as individuals, the team tend to fire on as well. Like it's him and Kulusevski have both had that this season. Where if you look at the way like our good performances, they have both played well in those games, guaranteed. And it's because they are the creative component in the team. Like both of them, you know, Kulusevski drives the ball forward, and Maddison's he's actually got a bit of magic about him, the boy. Like he really has. Like he can do stuff. I mean, look, his second goal yesterday, the angle was unbelievable. A fucking snooker player couldn't put it in that corner if they wanted to. Do you know what I mean? It was that good. But yeah, I think Maddison's problem is the same problem as the whole team, and it's getting that consistency. Like he has to be accountable for the games he's gone missing in, and he has. Like there's been games where, you know, we've needed him to really fire us on, and he hasn't. He just hasn't turned up, and he's been found out. It's sloppy passing, and I just think, you know, and that's where we kind of break down. Literally, it starts there and breaks down through the whole team. But the opposite is true as well, and that's what we saw yesterday. Is that when Maddison has got his game on and he's playing in that like, I find that him and Kulusevski, they kind of interchange in the number 10 role when they play together. They kind of switch around a lot, and when he's on the ball, he's just magic. Like he finds those little passes. I mean, he got lucky with a cross to Son for the second goal, but even the vision for it, and you know the running, and
beautiful,
finish,
yeah.
Like he's definitely like someone that I know a lot of people are like, oh, he needs to be dropped and all that, but that's why you can't drop him, because when he does perform, that's what you get. You get someone who can change games. And I thought he was the man in the match yesterday. I thought he was great.
Yeah, he's on. Sorry, go on, Matt. You go.
No, going back to Maddison's thing. So I was talking to someone on TikTok earlier about this, and obviously someone made a video about Maddison's stats this season, and I was like, I'm sleeping on Maddison still. Yeah, I am still sleeping on Maddison, because when the game's 4-0, 5-0, he runs the show. He looks unbelievable. But when the game's 0-0 and 1-1, where is he? He's not there to be seen. So when he starts performing in them games, that's when I'll wake up to James Maddison. But right now, he turns up in the games that we're just running riot in, where he's non-existent in the games that we need him in.
Yeah, and well, this is the thing. I'm looking at his stats now, and he got 4 in 28 in the league for us last season. He's got 7 in 16, as we said. Now his highest returns in terms of goals in his career was 12 in the 2021-2022 season for Leicester, and that was with 8 assists. The following season, he got 10 goals and then 9 assists before he came to us. Last year, for us, he got 4 goals and 9 assists. So he's on track to have his best ever season. But like you say, is that where, you know, people like Southgate, even people like Lee Carsley have looked at him in terms of a bigger level, or clubs at a bigger level, and gone, we need to see this guy sort of roll up his sleeves at 0-0 and stuff like that? I mean, TJ, what do you think with what Matt was saying there?
You can't disagree with what Matt's saying. It's true. And listen, the stats, it's easy to look at stats, but then there's also facts as well, right? And I'll give you another one just for comparison. We've scored the second most goals in the league, and we've conceded the second least. And we're 10th.
It's mad. It's mad.
On plus 17. Do you know what I mean? It's like, crazy. There was a stat someone was sending around earlier. It was fucking brilliant. And it's a chart of like teams' goal difference throughout the year. And everyone who's got plus 17 or more at this stage of the season has been in the top 3, apart from Spurs, who are fucking 10th. It's unbelievable.
It's just us.
It's just us. What it is it's that Ange ball where, you know, like, we're winning by big margins, 4-1, 4-0, 5-0, 3-0 away to United. These are the scores these are actually results that we've put together this season. But then when we lose, we lose by 1. So that's why the goal difference is so good. And that's the thing when it comes back to Maddison, we're talking about stats. It's all right to look at these stats as in like on paper, you know, the XGs and all this and all that. But realistically, the only one that counts is the scoreline at full time.
Correct.
And if you're someone that's, you know, you're popping the ball back, you've got great pass success. You've seen players do it. They get at the back and go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 together. That's pass completion rate. That's a stat that's going to be exaggerated because they're playing at the back with the ball. It doesn't actually tell you anything really. Like, and I'm a stats guy. You guys know this. I love my stats. But I think Maddison's has produced a lot of good things in terms of assist goals. But when you need him to step up in the games where, you know, we've got to pull something out of the bag, where we're 2-0 up and they've got 2 back, like against Chelsea, Brighton. Where's this guy that's going to go, do you know what, boys, fucking dig in, let's go again, let's get another one. And that Maddison's meant to be one of the captains in the team, right? He's like the vice captain. That's where I feel like he's let down. He hasn't really shown any leadership quality to warrant that captain, that vice captain's armband. And for me, that's something where Maddison needs to add to his game. But that being said, I can counter what Matt says, because when he is firing, the team fires. And it's the same with Kulusevski. For me, they're the 2 players that when they're playing well, we have a good performance as a club. Like, it's not like people go, oh, Kulusevski had a good game, but we fucking lost. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, Kulusevski's playing well, the team's playing well. Maddison's playing well, the team's playing well.
But the thing is,
I do feel like they're key drivers for us for performances, for good performances.
Other than about two or 3 games this season, Kulu has played very well this season, apart from maybe 2 games, yeah? So, but Maddison, I feel like it's been in and out. Like, it's like a zigzag with him, yeah? Like, it's never consistent with him at the moment. Like, he had a game, he played brilliant yesterday. Come Man United on Thursday, he might go missing.
Yeah. No, he's right. Matt's right. Listen, what Matt's saying is right. Like, and again, it's the same thing as the team as a whole, though. The consistency factors with performances, individually and as a team, has just not been there all season. But that can't take away from how good both Maddison and the team played on yesterday.
And that's the beauty. That's the thing we've got to look at. And a lot of people are saying that in the chats. We've got Cooney, 251, Ellery-Ann, Dalboy, Jordan Seals, Swashy 1979, Tom O'Leary. Everyone's really happy with what it is. Bill Nicholson Pub, I mean, they've not been happy about Porro and his performances. That can be sort of discussed. I think it has been under scrutiny a bit more. We've obviously had to really look at our centre-half pairings, and we're down to a bare bones. Dragusin and Gray, especially Gray, Matt. Like, what have you felt like both the Rangers game yesterday? How you finding him and how he's adapting to playing in such a style at 18 years old in a team that is, you know, is so inconsistent?
It's only fair he starts up front against Man United. I think he's played in every single position, no? You know what, though? You need players like Archie Gray, because at the moment, he wasn't expecting to just get thrown in the deep end like this. I think in Andrew's mind, he was thinking, like, we give him here and there minutes throughout the season, and then probably next season we push Archie Gray into that team. He's been thrown in. I've seen him play left back, right back, centre midfield. The opposition that we've played in the 2 games with Archie Gray and Radu isn't the competition that we're going to face coming up, yeah? So it's hard to call, but is it touch and go for Van der Ven to be fit for Liverpool on Sunday? He said 2 weeks, so I think it's only Thursday night that Radu and Archie Gray may need to play, and then Van der Ven may slot in against Liverpool, you know?
Wow, that quick. I didn't know.
They said 2 to 3 weeks, didn't they, with Van der Ven? So then come Liverpool is 2 weeks.
What about Romero? What's his situation?
He's 6 weeks and he's like mid-Jan.
Oh, that's not good.
Bad, isn't it? This is another thing that people need to remember, is that when they're giving Andrew this stick, we're literally playing without 2 of our first choice centre backs, and even fucking one of the reserve ones, Ben Davis, isn't playing either. It's mad, like, to think that we're playing like a full like season, because it has been like what 5 or 7, like with 7 league games that they've missed. Like, it's insane. Like, I do get frustrated with Spurs, like watching the results against, like, we went to Bournemouth, fucking Ipswich, the Fulham one. Like, you do get pissed off. Do you know what I mean? But when you actually strip it back, would Liverpool be doing as well without fucking their centre pairing?
No,
what about fucking Arsenal without Saliba and Gabriel?
That's what I say though. It's not even just our defence. When you take out like Bentancur and stuff like that, we're missing like 4 to 5 first-team players, like out of our first 11, and we haven't got the squad depth to cover that. So we're like really light now. I think we're asking school teachers, can we take the kids out of school the next day for an evening game and that just to be on the bench?
It's mad. It's
Man
mad.
City are missing fucking Rodri and they've turned into Torquay, mate. So, do you know what I mean? We're missing fucking 5.
Exactly. Then looking at it, like with the players that we've got, Son's come under a lot of scrutiny this season. People are saying he's not the player he was. And, you understand that he's past 30 now. He got a goal yesterday, which will do him the world of good, especially after what I felt were really bad misses against Chelsea. TJ, what did you think of Son? What did you think of Solanke? How did you feel they got on?
See, Son's the one. Like, I love Son. Like, I love him for the player he was more than the player he is at the moment. If I'm being honest, I hate saying it because I do think he'll go down as a Spurs legend at some point.
TJ,
100%.
TJ, do you not think Sonny has become the same as like Maddison over the last 2 years? He only turns up in the games that you're winning 3 or 4-0 in. He looks amazing.
I'll be honest with you. Even yesterday, he got through like one-on-one on a couple and passed it to the keeper. And I was sitting there thinking, he buries these. He whips them in the top corner. And I'm just thinking, I don't know. He's lost a little bit of something. I told you, I thought he had a bird, didn't it? I thought he lost his virginity or something. But no, but he's I hate saying it because Sonny, but he does. I hate admitting it. Should I say? I feel like Sonny's, gone up the hill, got to that level with Harry Kane where they were just doing things for fun, and he's kind of just on the turn a little bit now. It feels like he's starting to. I don't know. It's really mad because Harry Kane's in Bayern Munich. He's pretty much the same age. I think there's like 6 months between them, and he's probably just as good as he was when he left. Do you know what I mean? But it just feels like Sonny's having a bit of a dip of form lately, and little things like decision making, taking that extra touch too much again, and I don't know. I hate saying it because I love him, but I do feel like he's on the downward trend. I've had to say.
I think he needs to cut his hair. This curtain stuff isn't working for him. He needs to cut it.
It's just the hair. That's what it is.
So it's all the rave now, isn't it? All these kids now, they're getting like the fucking 90s haircuts again. Like,
Kevin's there. That's what Kevin had.
Kevin had the full curtains, didn't he? Like, he had the full. There's kids now that are like, I've seen them. They got all the perms looking like fucking NSYNC, like Justin Timberlake out of NSYNC and all that. Mad, these kids, man. It's like all come full circle, and there's me like just shoe shining mine.
Did so, but you look at it, and I think you look at Kane, and you very different plays. Good fox in the box, but at the same time, he can drop deep and he can influence play. Son's attributes were to get it and to charge with a bit of pace, bit of guile, and that inevitably goes right. That goes from your repertoire at some point because you get older. So although I think his determination and his drive will always be there, like we are probably going to find that now we are in the last 18 months of his time at Spurs. It has to be.
What is he though? 32?
I will check.
31, 32?
31.
Yeah, but did he get made a year younger?
Oh, really?
They took a year back, didn't they? They took a year back, like about 2 years ago, didn't they?
Yeah, he's 32. I thought he was 32. Well, they just started.
He's 33 in the summer. So yeah, 33 in the summer.
I know it's for Sonny. Yeah. He frustrates the life out of me because he's so weak. He's scared of any tackle. Yeah. And I feel like with Sonny, he reminds me of like Maddison right now, where he only turns up when you're winning 3 or 4-0. If we need to grind that game 1-0, Sonny's not the man to get you that goal, and that's what I find with Sonny now.
I mean, he got 17 goals last season, which is brilliant. That was his second best ever season. Yeah.
I keep saying it. The amount of teams we smash, if you go back and look about if it finished 1-0 or 2-1, how many goals did Sonny score in them games? If we go and win 3 or 4-0, Sonny's on the score sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And I guess you look on the other side then, Solanke still doing a lot of the work. How did you feel he did yesterday? He's always about. He's always causing a presence.
I don't think we can play without him right now. I think he's one of our most important players, and we can't play without him. It showed against Fulham we can't play without Solanke. Rangers first half, all over the place. He come on and it just kind of changed the game a bit. It's like we can't play without him.
Yeah.
What I'll say about Solanke is, if you watch Spurs on the TV, you're never going to rate Solanke. You won't rate him.
That's so true. So
true. You'll watch him on TV and you'll be like, he does fuck all. He does nothing. If you go to the game and you watch how involved that guy is off the ball, just things like dragging players out of position, holding the ball up, just being a presence. And listen, he gets in a lot of places. I think it might have been not the second goal, maybe the third goal. He should have scored it. Yeah, it sort of come off him and then hit someone else, didn't it? Because Kulusevski got it. And
that's right.
Little things like that, like he's always there and thereabouts. And listen, he's come on a big price tag, and everyone's going to question that. When you come into a club and you spent £65 million on a player from Bournemouth, you're like, really? But I think he's got something. Like whether or not he fulfills it in the time at Spurs is another thing. But I agree with Matty. I think, and like I say, if you're in the ground, you'll agree, because you can see, and that's not a dig to people at home. You just don't see it. You just don't see what the full picture and what he actually brings to the game. But I think he's got a lot. My dad and my brother will disagree. They think he's a load of shit.
Really? I love him. I'm going to say we can't play without him.
My dad said he thinks he's overrated. Like, and I think my brother's kind of similar. And they think, I think they kind of same sort of thing where they're like, you know, he should, like, we're paying £65 million for a striker. His goal numbers should be higher, which is a big argument. I think, listen, that is an argument, right? The guy's there to score goals, and he's not. You've got Brennan Johnson on more than him. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit like.
I tell you what, though, T. I look at it when Liverpool had Bobby Firmino. Yeah, he was their striker, but he wasn't a goal scorer. He was involved in every single link-up play, and I feel like that's what Solanke has become. He's involved in near enough every goal we score.
Yeah, but they had fucking Sane and Salah, and we've got fucking Timo and. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the thing. I was going to come on to that, because obviously it's the first time. This is after the Rangers game, obviously, and everyone will know. But it's the first time really Ange has dug out a player, and he did that with Timo Werner, who again had a mare at Rangers and got hooked off at half time. Matt, like, could you blame Ange? And do you think that's it? Like, Timo cut ties in January?
I think it was harsh. I think he just took the easy option because Werner's on loan, and it's kind of a statement. I don't want him in January. Yeah, send him back in January. Like, it's kind of a thing to the board where I want someone else instead of Werner in January. Yeah, but I think it was a low blow. Why has he not digged out any contracted players? Yeah, it's easy. Werner's an easy option because fans get on his back, and Werner's got this like this meme type thing. It's just Werner, yeah.
But they've wanted to give him love, though, Matt. They have wanted to give, like, the City. No, the ground couldn't be more happier for him when he scored that goal in the cup.
Tell me what Brennan Johnson done against Rangers other than Timo Werner.
Yeah,
Brennan Johnson didn't get called out. Sonny didn't get called out. So why was it that Werner played 45 minutes and got called out, where Johnson was at fault for their goal by that stupid jog back? It was unbelievable. Yeah. Like, listen, I love Ange, but I think it was a low blow criticism on Werner because he was an easy option.
And he obviously brought him on yesterday, but he brought him at the very last part of the game. If anything, you could have brought him on at half time yesterday at 5-0, give players a rest. He didn't do that. But yeah, it's interesting, very interesting in that sense. And I guess, you know, when you look at it, the fans yesterday were very much behind Ange. I thought the support was amazing. So if you was at Southampton yesterday, big up, because you know, it seemed like they were really there.
What do you think about that Werner situation?
I thought.
Go on, you go, Tej.
I think I don't mind it, if I'm being totally honest. I don't mind if a player has a bad game and a manager comes out and constructively goes, you know what, I think individual performances weren't there. But I agree with you in the fact that he weren't the only one. Like, you can't. I think the problem with Timo Werner is you love him for trying. The geezer gets an A-star for effort every week. Do you know what I mean? But then sometimes I sit there and think, I don't know how the geezer's getting football contracts. And that's not me being rude, like, but you're in a position where you're one-on-one and, like, you're fucking passing it back to the keeper. My triplets just started walking. They could fucking kick a ball harder than him when it comes to one-on-one. You know what I mean? And his
Leipzig numbers are nuts.
Yeah, but it's the fucking German league, man. Honestly, When people talk about other leagues compared to the Prem, for me, it's like irrelevant. Like the Prem is a different level to every other league.
It is, but at Leipzig, I guess, it's just very interesting to see. He was smashing it. Obviously, that's why he got the big move to Chelsea, and he just died a death there.
I do think Sonny needs that same dressing down. The guy's the captain, puts in performances just as bad, and doesn't turn up in terms of a leadership aspect for me. Sonny don't.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I was surprised how direct Andrew was with his criticism of Timo. Because like you say, there's been many games, Bournemouth, Rangers, Ipswich, Fulham, where you can look at it and go, right, a few of these players, dig them out behind the scenes. If you're not going to say anything at all, or say it about them all, say, right, this lot needs to really buck up their ideas. So, I think, Matt, you make a good point there. Is it because he's a non-contracted player? Is it because the writing's on the wall that he's going in January? Either way, it seemed like, yesterday, as a fan base, a fantastic fan base at Southampton, they were behind the manager. They definitely wasn't behind Levy. There's that new Kulusevski song, which I really, really like. It's catchy. And Tej, I mean, with that in mind, I'd like it to stay really, and I'd love it to be big on Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, listen, what we've got an avid listener of the page. We've met him a few times, and he's been with us from the beginning. Like he loves the podcast, and he was at Southampton. And I was having a little chat with him on WhatsApp today, and then just getting his thoughts. And he said from minute one, he goes that everyone was all for Ange. He said he didn't feel any anti-Ange protests in the crowd. It was all directed at Levy. And he goes, and then obviously they didn't know he was there, but obviously afterwards seeing things back. And he said they were singing it all game. Even when we were like 3-4-0 up, they were like singing that the Love Ange, Hate Levy or Kulusevski and all that. And
yeah, I love it.
He said it was so prevalent, like that's all they sung about, was that they don't care about Levy, because they don't care about me. We care about Kulusevski, and that was it. And for me, listen, I agree with you, Lee. I feel like Levy's kind of hid behind managerial decisions and managerial hiring fires. And listen, I've said this before on this podcast. There's only so many times you can play this new stadium card, the new infrastructure, and blah blah blah. Yeah. Like at some point, your fucking aces are gonna run out. And you're going to need to play one. And you ain't got one, mate, because you ain't investing in the squad. And the thing with Ange, where Ange has it in his favour, where Mourinho didn't, Conte didn't, he's playing a brand of football that is entertaining to watch. Results, yes. You're always going to have fans question it if you're not getting the results right. But in terms of a brand of football, you cannot deny that Tottenham are an entertaining team to watch, which is what we've been crying out for.
Sky Sports love us, like every
exactly. We're fucking on everything, right? And this is it. So when you've got that, you're playing that brand of football, and you're looking at Ange working with a team where he's got to play 4 fucking teenagers in one game. You start going, what's going on here? Like, where is the investment in this squad? And that's where Levy's going to fall down. And you can't hide behind the new stadium anymore. We've been there a few years now. We love it. Well done, mate. Thank you. Next fucking card. Like, let's have a go again. Training ground, training centre, same thing. It's beautiful, mate. Thank you so much for the work you've done from a business aspect of this. But I don't really give a fuck if there's an F1 track under the ground. I really don't. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't care if you can abseil past the fucking cockerel. Like, I don't give a rocks. Like, it's a great for people coming from fucking Australia for the weekend. But I'm going there every week. Like, and I want to see a good football team. I want to see a team that's challenging for titles. Invest in my squad. That's what I want to see now. You've done everything else. All the showpieces are done, mate. You've got all the fucking concerts. You've got all the little features there. I don't know, what's he going to do? Put a fucking helipad on the centre circle now? I don't know what he's going to do. There's nothing else he's got. So it's like, now invest in the squad, mate, please. That's it. Now that's the last thing he needs to do.
It's true. And big up to the crowd, as I say yesterday. And we'll sort of end this part here now then. I'll ask you both, as we do on most games. Man of the match. Matty, I'll start with you.
Got to give it James Maddison, isn't he? I think that's probably his best performance in the Spurs shirt. I thought Man City way was good. But I thought yesterday he just ran the show. I'm going to give it to Maddison.
Yep. Tej?
Yeah, it's hard to look past it, mate. I thought he was involved in everything, all the build-up play. I thought he looked electric. And like I say, I don't think I've ever seen anyone put a ball in that part of the net. like that side top corner net. Like the angle was unbelievable. Like, yeah,
fantastic.
Maddison. I think. Listen, Jed Spence had a great game, by the way. For someone that's just been thrown into the team, hasn't had a lot of first team football, he had a fantastic game. But man of the match, James Maddison.
Yeah, lovely. Well, when it comes to the champagne moment, Matt, was it from Maddison or did someone else take that for you?
No, I'm going to give it to Papa Sarr, mate. Twinkle toes for his goal, mate. I thought it was a brilliant goal. And I didn't. You don't really expect Papa Sarr to do that. And then, mate, I thought it was a brilliant goal. You got to give him twinkle toes for that, ain't you? That was Lionel Messi, mate. Everyone would be raving about it, you know?
Yeah, replay. TJ, yours?
I've said it about 100 times. I've got to give it to Maddison's second goal, the fifth goal. I thought that was incredible. Yeah, just to get there to that position, he's off balance and flicks it up round the keeper into that angle. It's not many players can do that. I'm telling you, that's a difficult skill.
Oh, big time. Yeah. When it comes to Dick of the Day, Keys Grafters here on the Instagram has said, about Levy. They build businesses to sell them. It's been built, extras are still being built. Now invest in the team. There's a Dick in the Day in that. That's outside of the playing field. But, you know, on it, Matt, was there a Dick of the Day? Did anyone get that horrible mention?
No, I'm going to go with Brennan Johnson. Keep playing out on the left wing. It doesn't work for him. He can only play on the right-hand side. I don't think Brennan Johnson can play on that left-hand side. We look.
So is that an Ange thing, though?
Huh?
Yeah. Is that an Ange thing, though? Like, has he got a
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got. I've got to be critical with that because Rangers, it didn't work, and then he even done it yesterday for 20 minutes and then swapped it back over. Brennan Johnson looks so much more comfortable on the right-hand side. Given the ball on the left-hand side, he's clueless.
Interesting. And PJ, Dick of the Day for you, mate.
I'll be honest, I struggle. Probably me for being fucking 15 minutes late and missing the whole 3 goals. But
what was the grub? What was the grub you got?
As a Sunday roast, mate. We got a pub down the road here where we had the engagement party actually. So it's it's really like food there. If anyone's in Hartford at any point and they like over East Hartford, come see me. I'll show you a nice pub where they do good food. Food's unreal. Plymouth Feathers, it's called. Plymouth Feathers.
Right, yeah,
they get a free shout out for nothing. That one.
There you go, mate. You got your next roast is free.
Hang on, Lee. You ain't getting an easy ride here, mate. You're picking all 3 of them as well, mate. You ain't getting an easy ride.
Very happy. Yep. Very happy to. I would give Jed Spence man a match based on the fact, came in, made his mark, stood out, worked hard, got involved in things going forward and back. So there for me. The champagne moment, I'd go Maddison's goal. I think it was really good. I was surprised when I saw it because I only saw the game on delay. I was at the darts last night and I was like, oh, that was a finish. And then like Dick of the Day was harder for me. And I think I don't know if this will ruffle feathers a bit, but would Ange get my Dick of the Day for bringing on Timo Werner when he did? You know, considering where we've been and what's happened, and you know, if anything, as a manager, if I've called you out and I'm 5-0 up, I'm going to go, right, I want you to dominate this next 45 minutes. This team's down and out. The manager's going, you know, and so, begrudgingly, I would give the Dick of the Day to Ange, which I don't normally do because obviously, I love the guy. But, yeah, that would be ours. I think, before we go on to what is an unbelievably important week, I just want to give a shout out to the other teams that we have. We've been doing that. We played Norwich on Saturday, the under 18 level, and we won 3-1. Ellis Lehane, George Feeney, and of course Luca Jamie Williams Barnett, who has been getting on the bench. I think he was on the bench in Rangers in Glasgow. But he got one on the score sheet again. We are third in the under 18 league, 4 points off the top, Aston Villa. And I definitely want to see Luca Jamie Williams Barnett within this squad within the next 15 months because I see it like his size, the stature, and the way he can. Obviously, he's doing it under 18, but the way he can control a game and bully players and defenders is great. So I look forward to seeing more there. Under 18 is doing really, really well. Under 21 is not so good. After winning Premier League 2 last year, we are actually in 21st position this year. Played 10, won 3, lost 7. And that included getting an absolute.
They're all in the first team, though, Lee. That's why.
Well, that's it. Well, that's the problem. They've all had to move over, and that shows because we got a hiding by Brighton on Saturday.
5-1,
5-1 5-1 away from home. Yeah, so we've got so many that have now obviously graduated into the first team squad, obviously probably for a temporary time to fill the bench, but it's having a knock-on effect. But that's part of the development. Hopefully they can get that time. They're training with the first team. That's going to be very, very important to them, and that's what development's all about. You want to get as many in, and hopefully they can graduate through again. And the Spurs women are having a good season so far. They're 10 games down in the Women's Super League. They're 6th in the table, which I think is, a decent space. They've obviously played 10, won 3, drawn 2, lost 5. I think we're quite a mid-table team in the Women's Super League, but we're looking to get stronger. And we played Brighton yesterday, and we drew 1-1. Beth England got our goal, 1-0 up, and then Marissa Olislager scored for Brighton and Hove in the 82nd minute. But yeah, 6th in the table there. Obviously a smaller league, but I think Spurs are a decent little side in the Women's Super League, and they're growing.
They just got a good draw in the League Cup. I think they got West Ham at home, drawing at West Ham in the quarter-final, of the League Cup. So they've got them, and then if they get through, it'll be Chelsea. Where obviously Chelsea
I thought you said a good draw.
But they got West Ham. West Ham ladies ain't all that.
Well, I thought we was going to Wembley again, mate.
Yeah.
Hopefully with fucking Spurs men, we'll go Wembley.
Well, that's it. Well, this is it. This goes on to now. Like, it's a massively important week. We've got United in 3 days' time in the Cup quarter-final, in the Carabao Cup quarter-final at home, Thursday night, just before Christmas. 3 days later, we've got the top team in the league and, arguably Europe. They are top of the group in the Champions League in Liverpool. 2 massive games. One that will go a long way in sort of deciding if we have silverware at the end of the season, which is the Carabao Cup, and one that is really important in the league because I think we need to kick on. There's a lot of teams that have got sort of similar points. It's one of those where although we're 10th, we're like 3 points from 5th. So there's a lot happening there. Anne's got back yesterday, Matt. Big love, and I think that's exactly what we want. The away support was phenomenal, as I was saying. But these are 2 big games. In your eyes, Matt, what's bigger, or are they of equal weighting?
I think on the WhatsApp chat, I said I think we need to prioritise the cups, and the league position is what it is. But look at our league position. We're like 5 points off like 4th or some 7 points. What is it? I think it's 5 points off 4th, isn't we? Or 7th?
Yeah, well, yeah. I
think it's only Forest in 4th. It's hard, right? Because where we are as a team right now, we need to go and beat Man United, and our team isn't capable of going toe-to-toe with Man United on the Thursday with our current team, with the injuries we've got, then going toe-to-toe with Liverpool. So I do think we're going to go at Man United and we have to win, but it will show on Sunday in the Liverpool game, because I think Liverpool will turn us over. I think their attacking lineup's too strong for our defensive lineup at the moment, yeah? So I think it will show that we beat Man United and we can everything in Man United, but then it will show the second half against Liverpool, we've run out of steam.
So we're saying that, I mean, we've got James Coops. I'll come to you, Tej, now, because he's saying, do you think we will see the same lineup against Man U as we did last night? And obviously Matt's made it clear there. TJ, how do you see it? Same lineup? Can we deal with these 2 games?
I think they'll assess which players are fit. So, Bentancur, he can't play the League Cup either, right? It's still domestic football.
Yeah.
So
right?
So I think he'll see who's fit. I think, there's a few players on the fringe are coming back.
Basuma's back, though, isn't he? Basuma's back.
Yeah, that was just a 1-game ban, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's back for Man United.
Yeah, so he could play. But yeah, so I think it'll be a like which of the main first 11 which we have, which I think most people know our first 11 are available, and they will come back in the team. I think they'll come back in the team for Thursday. This is a question I would say, and then I think you might see a few players, like depending on how Udogie is and like Poro's fitness, you might see Spence start in midweek as well. I think you'll see a lot of these players start that started on a weekend, just because there's a limited rotation that we can make. But this is the question I'll ask you guys. Yeah, say we didn't have the cup game this week. Do you think we beat Liverpool Sunday?
No.
Without the cup game?
No.
I don't know. I just think they're so well balanced. I don't know.
The reason I'm saying no, when you've got Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, and that running at our back line, mate, we're a mess. Yeah, and that's the only reason I'm saying no. If Van der Ven is suddenly fit on Sunday, it changes my approach, how we approach that game. Like my mentality of that game would be totally different. If I'm in that stadium on Sunday and Van der Ven's in there with Radu, automatically I feel more confident going into the game. But if we're going with Archer, Gray, and Radu, I think we could easily get torn apart.
Yeah, and that's my thought process as well. Is that I feel like, given the amount of injuries we have, if I need to prioritise a game this week, I'm going all out to win the home game against Man United, the cup game. All out, because there'll be other chances in the league to listen. We could get a result against Liverpool. Listen, look at what we've done to teams. Man City, United, Arsenal got fucking lucky with us. Realistically, from a set piece, we could have got points there. Chelsea, we capitulated, but we've seen that we have, in moments in games, we can blow any team away in this league. And Maddison said that yesterday, and I believe him. I don't want to get too carried away because it was Southampton we beat yesterday, but we do have the ability to blow teams away, and I believe we could do that to any team in the league. However, with the injuries that we have, we need to prioritise games. And whilst the Carabao Cup is far from one, if we beat Man United, you've still got Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, all in this cup, right? They're all still in it. So it's not sitting there like, oh, we're going to walk away and walk to Wembley after we beat Man United. Yeah. However, cups are the most important thing for Ange's season. His season, he's done it to himself, will be defined on his success in the cup competitions. The league will sort itself out. We'll finish where we deserve to finish in the league based on whether we can get consistency or not. The league is about consistency. The cups is about performances there and now.
What you mentioned there, if we beat Man United, the first leg of the semi-final isn't until like mid-Jan. Before you know it, our team is looking totally different to what it is now to then. We've got everyone back over 2 legs. I fancy us against anyone over 2 legs. I really do, because like you said, I can see us blowing any team out of the water, but I also can see us getting blown away out of the water. Do you know what I mean? That's the way we play. Yeah, it's high risk.
That's the thing.
But we'll have everyone back for the semi-final. So Thursday is more important to me than Sunday.
And that's the thing, though, because all the love that he was getting last night at Southampton, and it was a more Levy, and we had a podcast last week that really talked about all that. Andrew's going to play a style, right, that isn't going to help us if we are leggy against Liverpool. You know, he's not going to go, oh, actually, guys, let's sort of sit with 10 back, low block, and beat him on the break. So, you know, with that in mind, and not to sort of foresee disaster, because I think we're all going to have a positive outlook towards this thing. Like, how, you know, he's got to be smart as well, hasn't he, in this? Like, you know, United is everything, I think, for us and everything for him. As TJ said, that it will define his season. But then he can't go mad against Liverpool and then ruin what is, you know, a positive result yesterday, and hopefully a cup progression positive result.
But one thing to say is that you don't need to go and change your entire outlook to change a game, right? Like, to change the way you approach a game. There's simple things that Ange could do, in my opinion, that don't alter his style, but alter the way in which it operates. Drop the I said this on the last podcast that I was on. Drop the back line 10 meters. Why have they got to play on the halfway line? If you're playing against Liverpool and you ain't got fucking Mickey Van der Ven in the thing, drop it 10 meters. All of a sudden, you're a little bit closer to goal, and you've still got that line where you can actually like manage the play going forward. Little things like that. Like I said, don't invert the wing backs. Drop them back a bit and let him play up the line instead. For me, these are things that I don't know. I don't know if people might be listening to me and like, I would never think of this, but these are just things that I think of watching when I watch football. But so you don't have to sit there and be like, we're going to change the formation to fucking 5-3-1 or 5-3-2, whatever it is, and then, do you know what I mean? That's plays such an ultra defensive thing. You can play exactly the same style, but change aspects of what you're doing. Drop the line 10 meters or 10 yards, whatever, even if it's only 10 yards. Do you know what I mean? So that you've got that little bit of buffer, extra buffer, where you haven't got Mickey Van der Ven running back to save the day. Little things like that, I think you can adapt the style to who you're playing, knowing that they've got people that can get in behind. And that, for me, that would make a massive difference. You don't need to change everything.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think he needs to. And Matt, we'll come to you now with what you think. But I guess then, being pragmatic in a week where you're playing two top teams wouldn't be a bad thing. It's not like he's getting rid of his morals, but we need it in a way, don't we, Matt?
They're going to be two different games. Man United, you've seen under Almiron in all their games now. Basically it's a free whatever, but it's not. It's a 5-4-1 Man United play. Yeah, so Man United are going to sit deep. We're not going to get the room in behind. They're playing a totally different way now. Unless they make untold changes to their back line, they're gonna be solid. Like you've seen that at Man City yesterday. Like defensively with Martinez, Maguire. Like Maguire looks unbelievable in the back three, by the way. Yeah, like we've seen that with England over the years. In the back three, he's solid because he's not exposed enough. But then Liverpool is going to be a game of tennis. It's just going to be end to end between us both. It's going to be such a high intensity game where Man United, I think we're going to have more of the ball trying to break them down, and they're going to try and send a counter attack.
Yeah. So then, with all that said, then lads, there's one question. TJ, I'll start with you. Manchester United, what do you reckon?
3-1 Spurs.
Oof, I like it. Matty, that's confident.
Rashford will score, by the way, because he fucking needs a goal, so he'll get one against us.
If he starts, if he's in the squad.
Yeah. I feel like he will rotate it, so maybe.
2-1 Spurs.
Come on, yeah. I'm gonna go a Spurs victory. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I reckon go 2-1. I reckon we'll do similar to City, go 2-0 up, and then sort of be on the back foot slightly, but we'll get through this. But then it's on to Liverpool, who are, they have dropped points. They have let in goals. They let in 3 at Newcastle. They let in 2 at Southampton. They got away with that by the skin of their teeth, Southampton, and they conceded 2 against Fulham, albeit with 10 men. But that's 7 out of their last 4 games because there was one in between that. Teach, can we beat them after the intensity of Thursday?
We can beat them. It's not a question of if we have the ability to do it. We definitely do. We've seen that. We played some of the best teams in the country, and we've blown them out of the water. But it's whether we will. And Liverpool's up there with Chelsea for me in terms of like records. Just looking at the history books, we do not have a good record against Liverpool. I can't see us winning. And I've got people at work that are Liverpool fans, by the way, and they're going to fucking love that I said that. But I really don't see us winning because I feel like we're going to put all our eggs in the cup basket. And I just feel like we don't have enough depth in the squad at the moment, to, like Matt said, to go out and play those games to the intensity that's required. I don't want to sit and say we're going to lose, but I feel like I'll be shocked if we don't lose. That's what my prediction. I'll be shocked if we don't lose.
Fair. Matt?
I think Sunday could be a long day, boys. I think it could, mate.
We might be all right with that. If we beat Man United,
I think we'll
no
be
game
all right.
you ever want to lose, but yeah.
Yeah, if we beat Man United, I think it will soften the blow a bit, yeah. Honestly, I do see us losing to Liverpool about 3 or 4-1, if I'm honest, mate. I really do. I think no. The reason, boys, I don't think our defensive line right now, if we went with Ndogi, Poro, Radu, and Gray, can match their front three. We would struggle. We would. But you know what? I'm gonna go 1-1.
There we go.
I did that with Chelsea, yeah. And when I was on for the Chelsea one, I was like, "Oh, I can't believe you boys are even giving us a chance." And we went 2-0 up. I went, "I'm gonna get ridiculed on fucking socials, I'm gonna get absolutely killed."
1-1.
Yeah, fair play.
Well, it's interesting because on the chat we've had loads of people. Dalboy30 says we'll beat United. Don't see us getting a great deal against Liverpool either way, but prioritise the League Cup. Hussein Sally says he completely agrees with TJ about dropping the back line slightly. I think he does that with both fullbacks not going gung-ho. Then we see a more powerful, solid Spurs. If he drops that line now and continues, we'd be more successful. James Coop says 2-1 to Spurs. There, I don't know if that's in both games, James. I don't know if you meant that in either the League Cup or the league game, but yeah, look, I think it's a win against United and a tough day against I don't. I would take a point. I don't know if I can give a prediction, but I would take a point, lads. It's
Hang on. So what are you saying then? Tough day. You're saying we're going to take a point. What's the tough day then? What tough day taking a point?
Tough, like a point watching it through my fingers because fucking this game. I tell you what. If you've had a pacemaker and you support Spurs, I tell you what, I admire you so much how you can keep doing it because I don't know.
Most people who watch Spurs have now got pacemakers, mate.
I tell you what kills me as well. It's Super Sunday, 4:30. So everyone's played, and now it's like, here we go. I've had a good weekend, and Spurs are just about to ruin it right now.
It's better than a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday, mate. You got to fucking go the rest of the weekend knowing they fucked.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah, that's never nice. But lads, big love to everybody that was on the socials today. We've been inundated across all the platforms. Thank you so much for getting involved. Please, if you do listen on podcast or if you can access Spotify, Amazon, Google Podcasts, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe, please give us a rating. It really does help us when it comes to getting to new fans, to people that obviously support Tottenham and love their content, and we can get out there too, because there's a lovely suite of different Spurs podcasts, and I'm sure I'm like the others, listen to a bit here and there, but we love doing this one and we'd love to get it out there. So please rate the podcast, like, subscribe. It does all the well for us. Tell your friends about Heart and Hour here and our socials, because we will be everywhere. Lads, have a good week. Are you both going on Thursday?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I've got a ticket.
Brilliant.
I don't know if I'm going yet.
You're not going to be?
Oh, mate, it's like, do you know what it is with me? Yeah, like we work now, like it's a bit like really busy in terms of like client stuff and all that. So I'm at the darts on Wednesday for like a work event. Yeah, got a work event. I'm sitting in the players where the players' families are. So I've got to think. I was sitting there thinking, we're going fancy. Can't go fancy dress or nothing. You got to go suited and booted.
No, it's all suited and booted. Yeah, I was there last night.
Apparently, got a Michelin star meal and all that coming as well. So
I'll go darts on 29th.
Oh, what day, mate?
That's a good time to go.
It was the hardest time to get them. I literally got there was some tickets came out yesterday for the next couple of days, like in the afternoon when everyone's probably still at work. But on the day it came out, this was the hardest time. I never got a ticket. I got a ticket the next day for opening night. I've been to the opening night for 11 years in a row. Even the COVID year, that year when they had just a few tables, I was there. But I've never had it so hard. I haven't got another ticket yet, but I'm definitely. Well, I'm definitely looking to go next week. I think someone's sorting it out. It's hard.
You need some bad weather, like snow or something, and then the Germans and the Bulgarians and stuff who fly over, their flights get cancelled, and then they sell them online for dirt cheap because they just want some money back.
Well, that was the thing, like that COVID year, not the one when there was lockdown, but the one after when that no, the winner of it was.
Did Peter Wright beat Michael Smith?
No, Michael's. Yes, it was that one, I think. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Sorry, mate. And that year there were so many, because I think TJ, me and you went, didn't we? And one of the games
we went as a Heart Now Here Christmas thing, didn't we? Like it was me, you, and Kev, and then Kev got COVID, couldn't turn up.
Yeah, and so did one of the players.
We done the podcast in the pub on the way there, if you remember.
We did, yeah, in the Goose, in the Green, Nag's Edge, yeah. But no, I'm definitely looking to go once at least, probably twice more, because I love it. I absolutely love it, man. But yeah, it gets better.
Football and boxing go hand in hand. All three of them are like
in that order.
Yeah. Well, the boxing this weekend as well. You got Joshua Usyk.
Saturday,
fucking Fury Usyk.
Fury, yeah.
Yeah, me and the missus are going out for that one, so yeah, that'd be a good one.
I'm looking forward to the fight on there with your man. You know, his dad, Bosch Fisher, guy from Romford. Is he from Romford? Heavyweight.
The geezer who eats the Chinese all day.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, love him, mate. He's got a good little fan base. They follow him. Obviously, he's in Riyadh. He deserves a good little payday. I hope it goes well. Good stuff. But yeah, do you reckon Fury will win, lads?
Nah,
I don't. I think he's out.
I think Usyk is actually a better boxer. He's probably the best boxer in the heavyweight division at the moment. I think. The rest of the fighters is the best boxer.
Yeah, I think Fury's almost checked out a little bit. You know, he'll go in there and give a fight, but I think he's made his career, right?
The reason you want him to win is because then it sets up the old British fight with Fury and Joshua.
I don't even know if it's worth it anymore after Joshua got so battered by Dubois. you'd want to see it because you just want to see it, but it's a bit like Pacquiao and Mayweather in the end.
Yeah, that was too late, wasn't it? That was way too late.
And this
Like
feels like it now. Yeah, if Joshua looked awful against Dubois, he don't look like he could take a punch at all. I just can't see him turning up against Fury. But I mean, everyone would spend, Wembley Stadium could probably fill it 5 times over for people that still want to go to it. But
Daniel Levy had it at Spurs, mate. Don't worry about that. Fucking
tell me about it. He had it at Christmas before, didn't he? But lads, all the very best. Have a good week, and we will reconvene next week just before Christmas, hopefully in the semi-final and 3 points to our name. This has been a Heart Now here at Spurs Fans Podcast. Keep the faith, keep positive. It's going to be good. Come on, you Spurs.
Just don't lose a cup.